you're like me this week, but I've been doing a lot of walking. And so I've been thinking a lot about how precious my feet are. And so this morning, let's show them a little love, all right? So let's take a little bit of time just to massage the feet while we find ourselves here. Now that we've come through all the technical difficulties, we can just find ourselves here, working with the feet, 2 thumbs into the balls of your feet. Just sort of knead that beautiful fleshy place of your feet. You know, the feet of the guru in Indian culture is seen as sacred. And so in all the iconography of Lord Shiva, the feet are very important in terms of the symbols, the symbol that it sort of, sends to the people. Let's take the other foot if you haven't already. And the symbol of Lord Shiva's feet, sort of raised in dancer pose, is the symbol of grace. And so today we're going to play with dancer. We won't need a strap. I will tell you, you might want to take 2 blocks or find yourself some books. We are going to be working with standing split and other balance poses. Feel free, if you'd like to, when we get to that standing sequence, to find your back up against a wall. We don't need to sort of work up and down the mat. You'll know what I mean when we get to that place in our practice. So anyway, let's just find ourselves here, all right? Closing your eyes or letting your eyes become really unfocused at the mat in front of you. Let's take 5 big breaths this way, just in our Sukhasana, our easy pose. Each inhale, just really feel the energy coming into the body. Each exhale, just letting things go. Things to do today, worries, cares, things we need to cook, children we need to homeschool. Right now, this is our little oasis of tranquility. So breathe deeply into it and let something go. Now let's open up the eyes and begin our practice with some really big circling into the hips. So here's where a blanket or a block is nice. So if you really find that you're already sort of rounding through the spine, go ahead and use a block or a blanket underneath your sit bones. Let's find that gentle forward tilt of the pelvis. And then back around once more. And now let's bring the soles of the feet right in front of you. And we'll lean back for our Mellow Navasana. I know we usually end this way, but we're going to begin this way. So really plant the soles of the feet, engage through your belly. Let's just feel the beautiful belly. All that walking, we also need to be really conscious of sort of engaging through our abdominals, just so we're using the entire body when we walk. All right, so rocking it back, and let's begin a little flutter kick. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Give yourself a hug. And let's try that again. Rock it back. First, engage through the abdominals. Really scoop it up. Scoop your lower belly in and your lower ribs. Everything is working here. Perineal wall drawing in. Now, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, let's go ahead and let our legs fall over to the right-hand side and find that kind of star shape. All right, we'll find our way into Bharadvajasana. So go ahead and look behind you, taking a nice big twist. You might even want to find your elbows to the floor behind you. Let's just really lengthen out through the spine and find your twist. Beautiful. Come all the way back up, staying in your Bharadvajasana. We're going to walk the left hand out to the side, right hand up and over, take a side stretch, and back to center. And let's go ahead and find that shape on the other side. So now knees are pointing over to the left, and we'll take a big stretch on this side. So finding your elbows down to the earth, if that works. Deep full breath in and out, and then back up, walking the hand over to the right and left hand up. Take yourself a side twist. And then back to the center, cross your legs. Let's come into a standing forward fold. So here we are. Let's take the feet a little bit wider than usual, and let's just be kind to our hamstrings again. Those of us who've been doing a lot more walking lately, just to get out of the house, we're finding that all sorts of things are getting a little tighter than usual. So let's just be kind to the body. While we're down here, contemplate your beautiful feet. Maybe feeling some gratitude for the feet. And now toe heel in so that the feet are directly underneath your hip sockets. On your inhale, lift and lengthen. Engage for your belly. Exhale, fold. One more time like that. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale all the way up, reach high to the sky, and then hands together, heart center. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Send your right foot back behind you. Find your lunge. And your other foot follows, downward facing dog. Now, first dog of the day, we're going to give it the same kind of meaningful presence, right? So pedaling out through the dog, really opening up into the chest. So spiral those shoulder blades down the back. Inhale up into your plank pose. So by head on, right, I mean, let's not drop the head. Let's keep some energy in the cervical spine. Drop your knees to the mat. Find your half plank. And by that, I mean shoulder blades down the back, really engage the chest. Let the chest shine between your upper arms, and then lower Ardha Chaturanga. Elbows hover at the rib cage, all the way down into your baby cobra. Zip energy up into your inner thighs and lift up through the mid-back. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Let's take a good 3 full deep breaths here. Step forward with your left foot, your right foot follows, standing forward fold. Inhale all the way up, reach high, and hands together, heart center. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Left foot back behind you, lunge, and right follows to downward facing dog. Inhale, roll yourself up into your plank pose. Your choice, full or half Chaturanga Dandasana. Again, think about the heart going forward, belly engaged, hover elbows, inhale up into your version of the back bend, elbows straight back, exhale, downward facing dog. And now, bring the foot forward, right foot forward, left foot follows. Inhale all the way up, reach high, and hands together, heart center. All right. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, and fold. Send your right foot back behind you, your left foot back behind you, and your right follows. Downward facing dog. Inhale, roll yourself up into your plank pose. And full or half Chaturanga Dandasana. Up into your baby cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Stepping that left foot forward, right foot to meet it. Inhale all the way up. And this time we're coming all the way down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Send your right foot back behind you. Left foot follows. Inhale up into your plank pose. Exhale, full or half Chaturanga Dandasana. Up into your baby cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. And right foot forward, left follows. Inhale all the way up. And hands together, heart center. Woo! Feeling a little bit of heat? I hope. Good. Sit back into your chair, Utkatasana. Exhale, take a forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Let's send that right foot back behind you, and left follows, this time to plank. Really gather energy in your plank. Your choice, either stay right here or take a Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling up into your baby cobra, upward facing dog. And all of us, let's join downward facing dog. Lifting your right leg up and back behind you. Let's find the hip square. Really engage into that heel. All right? We're going to talk a lot about heel energy today, but feel the energy coming out through your heel. Toes are pointed straight down. Hips are square. Bring the knee up into belly, shoulders up over wrist, and step it forward for your Warrior One foot pattern. Rising up, Warrior One. So here we are in Warrior One. Give yourself a moment to find yourself here. Plant into the back foot. All right, straighten out that front leg, hands in front of you. We'll do 3 of those beautiful heart-opening flows. On your inhale, open up. Exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale, together. Inhale, open. Exhale, together. Now bringing your hands to your heart center, let's step it off into Warrior 3 foot pattern. Now again, you can stay right here in Warrior 3. You can also now grab for your blocks if you need them in Warrior 3. And Warrior 3 right here is fine. All right, we don't have to kind of always work to the nth degree of a pose. Let's just feel the feet. All right, now drop your hands down to the earth for your standing split. Deep full breath in and out. Take it into a standing split so it really is more like a forward fold. Inhale. Exhale, use the glute, use your back hamstrings to get up. Deep full breath in and out. Beautiful. Go ahead and lower the foot down to the other, and then let's find forward fold. Inhale, up into your chair pose. Exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Send your left foot back behind you. Your right follows to your downward facing dog. Inhale, roll yourself up into plank pose, strong in the plank. Your choice, full or half Chaturanga Dandasana, or just stay here in plank. Let's work with the belly. Find your way up into your baby cobra upward facing dog, and then exhaling back, downward facing dog. This time, left foot up and back behind you. Press into your right heel. Press it into the earth. Press your hands away from you. Engage through your belly, and let's find the hips square to one another. Toes are pointed straight back. Bring knee up into belly, shoulders up over wrists, and plant the foot up as far as you can for your warrior one foot pattern. Rising up, warrior one. All right, let's spiral the shoulders down, engage through the belly, press into your back heel. And trying that flow, hands out in front of you, straighten out the front leg. On inhale, bend back into the knee, open up, exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Last time, inhaling, exhaling. Finding your hands at heart center, bend back into the knee, and we'll take a slow and steady ascent into warrior three. Drop the hip level, concentrating on the energy in the back foot. Drop your hands down to the earth and find forward fold. So foot is lifted, sorry. So your back foot is lifted, standing split. But it is a forward fold, so let's not forget that. One more full deep breath in and out. And then go ahead and release the foot. Forward fold. Inhale back to your chair pose. And next inhale, everything high to the sky. Find your Tadasana. Let's just give ourselves a moment to see how we feel in the body, how our breath is working. Are we holding the breath? Is it coming in jagged or little bits and pieces? In which case, we just want to work on smoothing out the breath. So let's take a little bit of time in Tadasana to find ourselves fully here. Give it 2 more full deep breaths. Inhale, back to your chair pose. Exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Send your right foot back behind you. Lunge, left follows, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll yourself up into your plank pose. Again, stay here right in plank, or take your Chaturanga Dandasana up into your baby cobra, upward facing dog. Exhaling back, downward facing dog. Now raising the right foot up and back behind you. Once again, we're going to find our way to our warrior one foot pattern. Rising up, warrior one. This time, hands bind behind the back, humble warrior. So I always like to just come 45-degree angle. A lot of people kind of like to come all the way down. Wherever we are, we're just making sure that the hips stay square to the wall in front. Really open up into the heart. but keep a tone in the belly. From here, step it off, warrior 3. And then slow and steady, unbind. Find your standing split. We won't be here this long. We're going to let it fall down to a twist, dropping the left hand to the earth, right hand high to the sky. Take yourself a twist. And now framing out that foot and stepping it back, downward facing dog. Raise your left foot up to the sky, pull it through for warrior 1. Rise up, warrior 1. Bind your hands behind the back, humble warrior. Step it off, warrior 3. Think about that back foot. Hands come down to blocks or the earth, standing split, not here long. Drop the foot back to your lunge. Plant your right hand high to the sky, left hand high. Right hand down to the earth, left hand high. And then hand comes down to frame out the foot. Step yourself forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, back to your chair, Utkatasana. And then hands together, heart center. Let's try that one more time, and then we will find our way back into our child's pose, all right? So we're going to add to that sequence. Again, if you prefer to do this against the wall, please feel free. The warrior 3, you just have to turn around and face the wall. All right, here we go. Sitting back into your chair, Utkatasana. Exhaling, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. And then inhaling, your right foot back behind you and your left follows, downward facing dog. Again, feel free to skip on this vinyasa, but if you're coming in to your vinyasa, exhaling Chaturanga Dandasana, inhaling up into your baby cobra or your upward facing dog, and then exhaling back, downward facing dog. Raising your right foot up and back behind you, find your warrior 3 foot pattern, rising up, warrior 3. Take a bit of flight, keep your hands out in front of you, warrior 3. Beautiful. Now, coming into stork. So bring the left knee up and hang on to that left knee. Let's go ahead and open out the knee to the side wall for your tree pose. Belly engaged, hands to heart. Breathing, slowing down and smoothing out the breath. Maybe growing the tree. And then hands back to heart center. Bring that knee forward. And let's go ahead and take that standing split. So foot comes right back up. Again, feel free to use your blocks in front of you, your books in front of you, a chair in front of you. Dropping your foot down to your lunge, planting left hand, right hand high to the sky. Now we can stay here or we can take it into our reverse Skandasana. So just coming to the sides of your feet, keep your ankles on straight, press into that standing hand, open up into the chest. Bring it back and step it back, downward facing dog. Sending your left foot up and back behind you. Find your warrior 1, rising up, warrior 1. Hands stay right here. Engage through the belly. Lift it up. Warrior 3. So let's pull the lower ribs back into the body. Engage through the abs. Slow and steady. We're coming into stork. Knee up into the belly. Open that knee out. Let's stay really clear about the left hip point. Find your version of tree. Engage. Get a little taller on the mat. Hands at heart center. Find a drishti, something in the room that's not moving. Maybe growing the tree. Hands back to heart center. And let's bring that knee back into the midline and send it back behind you for your standing split. Reach that heel up. Heel is just knocking on heaven's door here. Dunk, dunk, dunk. All right, come on down for your lunge, planting your right hand, left hand high to the sky. Get long in your lunge. Now, maybe reverse Skandasana, maybe not. Back around, and we'll step it forward. Uttanasana. Inhale all the way up, reach high, and hands together, heart center. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Send your right foot back behind you. Your left follows to your downward facing dog. Dropping your knees to the earth, let's find table. So we're going to do lion's breath today because part of grace, part of finding grace in our lives is opening up enough space in the body and in the mind in order for grace to fill that vacuum. So today we're just going to do a symbolic opening for grace. So on your inhale, we're going to round through the spine for cat. And on exhale, drop the belly, lift the chest and chin, find your lion's breath. Inhale, rounding. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, let something go. And now back to your child pose. Hands can come back behind you, forearms onto the earth, palms face up. We'll take a good 5 full deep resting breaths here. All right. Opening up the eyes, let us find our hands right in front of us. Curl your back toes under, and then we're just going to lift up into a squat. We're on the balls of our feet. So while we're here, let's just really try and get our ankles energized. For those of us who've had some ankle injuries, this is kind of hard to do sometimes. So let's really find all of the ball of the foot onto the mat. It means that we really need to engage through the ankles. Feel the ankles kind of pulling towards one another. Feel the knees pulling towards one another. Maybe bringing your shoulders up over your hips, your hands at heart center. Let's just take a little balance pose this morning. Surfing those little bits of movement, you've got it. Keep your gaze clear and focused. Keep your breath flowing just as easily as it was in your child's. All right. The challenge here is just to come up into standing or to lower your hands and press yourself up into standing. So let's just take a big, full, deep breath in. Again, let something go. Bringing your right knee up into the belly. We will find stork. Now, again, you can hold on here. You can just let it hang out if that's cool. If you need to find your back to the wall, that is good. If you'd like to grab for underneath your thigh, let's do so, but maintain your mountain pose in your torso. Flex into the foot so you really engage through the energy in your leg. And then let's send that foot out in front. Again, we're going to need a drishti, something that's not moving in the room. Now point the foot and let go. See if you can keep it elevated. Take a big step forward for warrior one foot pattern. All right, this time we'll try that another little flow. So on inhale, straighten out through the front leg, hands high. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale it back up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale it back up. Exhale, cactus arms. Keeping that energy, let's find hands together, heart center. Bring the left knee up for stork. Hang out here, point the toe. This time we're going to almost come into a figure four. We just want to bring that leg diagonal to the knee and then sit on down. All right. Now, with the left hand, we're going to point towards that left foot. Right hand, abaya, the do not fear mudra. All right, so we're taking Shiva. This is from the icons. His foot sort of telegraphed to his followers the idea of grace. Grace is here for all of us. You don't have to deserve grace. All right, let's find that old familiar, figure four. And then foot down. We feel our shins, don't we? All right, bring now the right knee up and let's find our dancer pose the yogic way, right? Knee to knee. We're going to try hard to keep the shoulders down the back, the belly engaged. Find your bind either at the top of your foot or around your ankle. If that doesn't come, just hanging out right here in kind of a stork pose is just fine. Other hand up in our wisdom mudra. We will find index finger and thumb together, really lengthen out. Now from here, that warrior three aspect and kicking shin away from you. Letting go. Coming all the way back up. Maybe that foot comes back out again and slowly descends to the floor. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Go ahead and send your left foot back behind you. Your right follows to your plank. Again, your choice about a vinyasa or staying in your plank, or this time maybe taking your upward facing dog, letting your hips drop. Only things on the floor are the tops of your feet, engage through your ankles again, and your hands. Shoulder blades down, head is on right, and we'll all join up in downward facing dog. All right, lift your left foot up and back behind you. we'll find warrior one foot pattern. Rising up, warrior one, plant into that back foot. Now, straighten out the front knee, hands out in front of you. And then, oh, sorry, that wasn't the one we did. Straighten out the front leg, hands high. Exhale, cactus arms. We're going to need it, right? Inhale, up. Exhale, find energy in the front part of the body. Inhale, up. And cactus arms. Keep that energy in the arms, hands together in front of you. And then from here, we will find our way into stork. So lifting up, hands together, heart center. Find the engagement now in your left leg. So let's point the toe though, and then find that we're just finding that diagonal. Sit down maybe. And then the right hand points to the toe, left hand abaya. Do not fear. Grace is here for all of us. Just got to let it go. Let something go and let the grace fall where it may. All right, let's come down into our our figure four. So once again, we're working that knee right back behind. And then back up and step it down. We'll take the yogic dancer. This is all, we find dancer pose for Nataraja. That is the icon of Shiva dancing, the one that we've just been emulating, but let's do it the yogic way this time. So knee to knee, get yourself a bind with either the top of your foot or your ankle. Helps here to point the foot, I think. Knee to knee, find your Gaya mudra, really tall in the torso, and then we're just going to find that warrior three aspect, kicking shin away. Keep the belly engaged. And then back, up with the foot, out with the foot, down with the foot. Lovely, y'all. Let's bring our hands up to the sky, exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Send your right foot back behind you. Left follows. Downward facing dog. And then let's all drop to the knees once more. Let's take table. Inhaling, rounding through the spine. Exhale, lion's breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale it back to your child's pose. And then just release everything down to the mat. Once again, 5 full deep resting breaths here in our child's pose. So while we're here, just reflecting on the spaces that you've created in the body. So give yourself a little time just for a body scan. Maybe there were places that came in to this practice that felt tight or tired. Just give them a little love and attention. See how they're doing right now. See what else they need in the practice. And then let's let the mind just relax. So it had something to do. It's labeled those parts of the body. And now fully letting go. Just enjoying the breath. Let's take another 4 deep breaths. All righty. Let's come all the way up into your heroes, then over onto one side of the hip or the other. Sort of windshield wipering through your knees. So just see how things feel. We're going to start to really kind of mellow out our movement so we can let our breath mellow out as well. Just feeling whatever we're feeling. And then back to legs out in front of you. Now here's a good place to use a blanket underneath your sit bones if you feel, again, like you're sort of rounding through the spine. So really take into account what your shoulders are doing. If you can sit up tall, if you can feel that the sacral spine is pretty flat and that both of your sit bones are plugged in, you're in a good spot. So let's find the props to allow us to be in that good spot. Let's take the left leg and bring it over the right, all right? And we're not going to take a twist just yet. We're going to find that we're walking the left foot closer and closer to the hip crease. And I'm coming all the way onto my right flank to do so. I'm going to hold on, left hand to left ankle, and then I'm going to rock it back into my sit bones. I'm going to kind of snuggle them into the earth. This way, for a half lotus is kind of nice because I'm not jerking my knee around. I'm really being very cognizant of the knee and the ankle being in a good line. The left foot is flexed as I bring it just a little bit closer to my hip crease. Now the other foot, we're going to bring underneath into a half lotus position. And the right foot stays flexed as well. If you feel that in this position you're not getting a whole bunch of sensation, you can certainly bring left ankle bone on top of right knee bone and left knee bone on top of right ankle for fire log pose or double pigeon. But it's kind of nice to be here in a new place. All right, let's sit up tall. If you feel like you need a little bit more sensation in either situation, you can bring yourself forward. Now, feel free to skip on this if you'd like, but I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to take lion's breath again. So on inhale, coming up onto your knees, and exhale. Inhale back, exhale forward. Inhale back and exhale forward. Now we can come all the way back, but friends of mine who are big pigeon people, we can just find the left shin parallel to the front of the mat and then just work your right foot back behind you for pigeon. Wherever we are, let's just take a good 8 to 10 full, deep resting breaths here. So find your way into your breath once again. Find your version of the hip opener too. Remembering that this is your practice and you can do anything you need to do just to find those openings. That's what we're working with today. Just open, open, open. Heart, mind, body. All right, wherever you are, let's come all the way back to the sit bones, and let's find that little bit of windshield wipering. Back and forth. There you go. And now let's take half lotus on the other side. Right foot over left. And then over onto your left flank. Let's walk that foot up as far as it can get. Knee and ankle together, right? Foot is firmly placed on the earth. So I keep it in my hand as I come back. And I'm not jerking my knee around. Foot flexed, other leg inside. Again, here's a good place to find either your double pigeon, although I haven't tried double pigeon with the lion's breath. So you might want to try lion's breath first. Let's do that. Inhaling here, exhale. Inhale back, exhale. Inhale back, exhale. Inhale everything back. Again, finding your version of the hip opener. Remember how we did it from here, just dropping the foot down and walking your left foot back. Wherever you are, find your way into a comfortable hip opener. So if you feel like you're clenching, that's not an open experience, is it? To clench your jaw, to furrow your brow. What does that say about your ability to receive? So let's back off today and just find some sense of comfort in the body. All right, coming all the way back up, we will find our way once again into that windshield wipering. And then let's play a little bit here with belly in a different way. So we'll find our Bharad Vajrasana, so both knees facing out towards the left side wall. And we'll take a little bit of a twist. And then let's see if we can sort of find the shape to both sides without sort of bringing our hands down to the earth. All right. And then back for your Bharad Vajrasana now towards right hand side. Back around to the center, and let's find our way back to the back. So, you know, my classes, you can just go vertebra by vertebra. If it helps to come into Navasana and find your way down, feel free. Once we're down, let's find bridge pose. All right, so bend into the knees, hands to the sides of the body, but let's turn palms face down. And then on inhale, a couple of flowing bridges, like so. So on inhale, lifting hips and hands, and then exhaling everything down. Inhale, tuck the tailbone up, all the way back with the hands, and then exhale, vertebra by vertebra, all the way down. If this feels good, let it be a moving meditation for you today. Just keeping the energy mellow but flowing. If you feel like you need a little bit more energy extension before you start the day, maybe coming up into your bridge pose and binding your hands behind the back. This is what I call a heated bridge. So we're engaging through the inner thighs, engaging into the glutes. Some of us have enough accessibility and flexibility in the spine to find our hands underneath our rib cage. And then some of us, time just to find a little bit more mellow, a bridge. So supported bridge. Sacral spine on a block. If you've got that, you might want to raise your feet up to the sky for waterfall. Wherever you are, let's just find what we need in order to wind this practice down and yet stay incredibly open. So don't forget about the breath here at the end of your practice. Now we're returning to normal rhythm. If you usually practice Ujjayi Pranayama, let's let that go now. You've created space and warmth with it. Now enjoy the fruits of your labor. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, let your eyes close and find your way into a relaxed and open state. And now coming out of your flow, out of your positions, let's take one final move today, the supine twist. So hands out in cactus arms, our T pattern. If you'd like to take this pretty intensely, let's go ahead and wrap the right knee over left and let the legs fall over to the left. If that's too intense, it's okay, just keeping knee to knee. And if you want it less intense, maybe the knees moving away from you. And then both knees back up into the body. Again, if you found knee on top of knee, let's cross the left knee on top of right and open out to the right side wall. Feel the effects of gravity. We never think of how graceful gravity is. We always think of it as heaviness, but it is so wonderful to feel ourselves coming into the mat, just to surrender to just the physical forces of our world, and to know that we are supported. All right, dear friends. Time for Shavasana. Before we settle in, I know that lots of you have heard this quote from me, but I think it bears repeating, especially in the times that we live right now. This is from Christopher Wallace, Tantra Illuminated. Anugraha, divine grace, flows into us in proportion to our ability to open to it. The etymology of anugraha is that which follows the grasping. When we glimpse, however briefly, the magnificence of our true nature, the gratitude that wells up in response to the sweetness of this experience of awakening is such that we can say nothing but I am blessed. This is grace. All right, I will see you next time here on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to next time. Namaste.